the man we all know and love, Kwame. And you are tuned into Street Lit Talk with the queen of Street Lit, Wahida Clark. Controversial topics, celebrity and influencer publishing, and of course, Street Lit books. Because after all, it's Street Lit, cause she's lit and she's the queen. So let's go, let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Yo, it's the man we all know and love, Kwame. And you are tuned into Street Lit Talk with the queen of Street Lit, Wahida Clark. Controversial topics, celebrity and influencer publishing, and of course, Street Lit books. Because after all, it's Street Lit, cause she's lit and she's the queen. So let's go, let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room, y'all. Let the room fill up. Come on, let the room fill up. Now share the room. And let's get it started for Street Lit Talk. Let's go.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. These niggas prayed on my downfall. On no team, bitch, I stood tall. Show these just loyal niggas how to ball. Go get a thermometer for the pot. I need this shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You ever been inside a federal courtroom? Nigga, you ever went to trial and fought for your life? Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas deployed me. They act like they couldn't hear me. Look at me now, driving German engineering. You don't want your baby mama fuck, keep the hoe from near me. Kilroy. Remember when I used to use your L's to hit the road, hit the O and make them big boy sales? Move. Remember when you had them green things mailed with vacuum seals, trying not to have them green things smell? Feds was rules. Trying not to have them green things smell. Feds was rules. First day of summer, Ronnie sitting in his driveway. He burning Zypack, listening to Ride Wave. Cars flying up his block like a cop chase. Ronnie getting money, but he don't do it the hot way. Maya coming around the corner looking crazy. Air Ones, dirty shirt, shoes, Old Navy. Hair nappy, Ronnie up, he had to take 3. Her pops used to be her hope till they caged him. Maya and Ronnie been good friends for a minute. Now her support gone, so she been real distant. Crib look like a bando, it used to be a nice home. At nighttime, ain't no more seeing the lights on. Ronnie like, damn, Maya, what you got going on? Maya playing crazy like, move, I'm going home. Ronnie pressing, he know something honestly going wrong. But she like, let me thug it out, I'm trying to be strong. Been trying to ignore it, but that shit ain't really working. Maya been down bad for some months, it got him hurting. He told her, if you see me doing bad, it'll melt you. No more doing shit on your own, let me help you. She agreed to it, we gon' breathe through it. When you level up, I'ma show you how to breeze through it. Your dreams right ahead, you just gotta reach to it. He did it for her and showed her how she gotta do it. So, time passed, he done got her cleaned up. Pocket full of money, Maya tryna live her dreams up. She look at Ronnie, tears falling when she peeped up. She like, if we tell our story, they wouldn't believe us. We on a cruise, seeing shit we never seen. Ronnie agreed, he wiping tears off her cheek. Like, Maya, I know you love me. Gave her a little wink, she like, yeah, but it's a little more than you think. Oh,
Wahida Clark is also available worldwide.
You know that I love you, baby. Girl, you know what's up, and you know what I need. Ooh, say what, say what, say what. You know that I like you, baby. Girl, you know what's up. Hey, the feeling's mutual, you hear me? Shot her to the hood, took her to the crib. She got him feeling lightheaded, like he off a cig. Pretty long hair, she ain't have to wear a wig. Took her clothes off and told him it's all his. She like, I always knew it'd be perfect. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm really a virgin. He looking in her eyes and he knowing she ain't perfect.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
He take her to dinner in a rose. The waiter take down orders and brought a rose to her. Yeah, she thinks she's sweet until he got down on one knee, up a ring and proposed to her. She got excited, then paused, then fainted face first for a fall.
Hey everybody, what happened to the music? My co-host, welcome everybody to T Grizzly Talks, the new
And it's gonna be a 90% chance she ain't gonna make it.
hip hop and street lit. Share the room, everybody. How's it going? Peace. What's going on?
Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Fill the room, y'all. Street Lit Talk, Wahida Clark. Welcome. I am your guest host, Wahida Clark, and I'm here with the four-time New York Times best-selling author, Wahida Clark. We're working on getting T Grizzly on the line right now. Everybody share the room, share the room. Thank you. I see everybody in the audience. Shout out to the author, Chase Bowling in the audience. I see Jennifer in the audience, Chantel in the audience. Shout out to Amika, Hassana, Sherry, Temper Tantrum, Tina's in the audience. Let the room fill up. Okay, Marie just came through. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for the support. It's going to be a good interview. We're definitely talking to T Grizzly about some amazing things he's working on. Of course, his new album. Also, all the things he's been doing with the gaming community and how he's been generating revenue through gaming. We're going to talk about that and his new album, which I think is actually pretty amazing. It's pretty much street lit. Each song is telling a story. If you haven't picked it up, make sure you pick it up. I'm about to pin it to the chat room. Let me pin it to the top. You can pick up T Grizzly's new album, which is pretty much, it's like watching the movie. You listening to each story play out, and it's really dope how he laid it out. So I can't wait to get him on the stage and we can discuss all of his great works. So I'm gonna go on to one of the newest tracks off of T Grizzly's album. It's called Jay and Twine, while we get him on the line. So hold on, y'all. We about to get this thing popping.
Gotta do his point. Jay gon' leave an empty stomach for a clip. They tryna eat him. Lil Twine like the leader of the couple. If some cheese come in, he the reason it's gon' double. JTTG when it's time to put that work. Lil Jay and Twine. Lil Jay and Twine. Jay and Twine, the neighborhood crooks. Known for laying down, running from the hood. All Twine gotta do is point. Jay gon' leave an empty stomach. For a clip, they tryna eat a Lil Twine like the leader of the couple. If some cheese come in, he the reason it's gon' double. JTTG, when it's time to put that work in. When he hit targets, ain't no need to bring a nurse in. It's broad day, now they mob in the block. 30 clip, but it's 25 in the Glock. Ain't stuff in the hood, they done robbed every spot. For zips, quarters, they ain't running to no blocks. Now peep, a Bentley truck turned down they street. If he pull up to they corner store, them boys about to eat. He pull up, hammer poking out, you can see the heat. But they still want this, even them Gucci's on his feet. Lil J say it's time to go, let's make it happen, click, clack. If dog move, I'ma get the clapping. He come out, they run up like yeah, nigga was breaking. Gun pointed in his face, the old nigga start laughing. Like this what y'all want? Y'all fucking with the greatest. Twine like we need it all, ain't no talking, nigga save it. The old nigga stop smiling, reach for his mag. Lil J put the whole 25 in his air. They running through his pockets, took the nigga bus, took his rollie off, grabbed keys, jumped in his truck. They make it back home, ran in the crib fast. Jay turned, put another nigga on his air. He yelling through the crib like my niggas get cash. If you move after bro tell you don't, I'm gon' blast. Splitting up the cake, Twine gave him 20K. They had that before, but it took 20 plays. A dub was a lot, you could spend that 20 ways. Twine stacking, Jay bout to blow that in 20 days. Some niggas on the truck, and it look like they on tip. Twine f***ed up, leaving a Bentley in front of the crib. They walk up to the door, Lil J hopped on tip, then he panicked. He ain't got no bullets in his clip. Twine go to the door, he like, what's poppin', bro? Dude like, who in this truck? Lil homie, you gotta know. Twine like, no, thinking like players, you gotta roll. Them niggas left, but they came back poppin' toast. 200 shots, green lighted they crib. Jay uncle called, he like, know what you did. The nigga y'all hit, name ringing all through the mid. Twine get a text, it's 200,000 on your wig. Boy, Twine ain't worried about shit. He got a K, Lil J refilling the clip. They got some more cheese when they got rid of the whip. If niggas won't smoke, they gon' send them on that trip. They next week, they blowing everything down. They beefing with some Crips who be over there on Mount. Lil J and Twine dropped everything they found. Niggas hiding in the city or they ran out of town. Jay like, I'm broke, I need you to break bread. Twine like, you ain't hit the funeral, that shit dead. I gave you half.
Wahida Clark, the official queen of street literature.
Bullet came out his face, pulled out his phone, watching Twine body shake. He hit the crib, niggas on mound about to play like Twine out the way. I need 200K off bail. Off bail. Off bail. Lil J and Twine, Lil J and Twine. Lil J chillin', he just got back. Glock 40 and 200K on his lap. The big dog, no more running in no traps. He fired up a back, thinking hard like I come from the way where you don't live alone. Can't nobody save you. They gon' do you wrong. My niggas will walk you down, then put it in a song. Gotta keep a Glock or two now before I leave home. Damn. Snake of the year and the whole hood hit. J. Root killed his own brother for a crip. He ain't even stressing. Blue tips in his clip. As long as that FN don't jam, he gon' live. They all on the internet, talking about what he did. There's nowhere he lay, so he bought another crib. Caught him away, youngin' been flying through them bricks. He low-key missing Twine, wishing he could see him lit. His phone ring, hello? Go clutch. Twine out that coma, he just woke up. Instagram going crazy, he talking so tough. What he say? That nigga coming back, so enough. Lil J like, damn, I hit that nigga in his head. That wasn't enough. That nigga ain't dead. And he still thuggin', he ain't even cut off his dreads. And I know he woke up out that coma seeing red. Twine like, who shot me? It was your mans. Him and Ops put a play down, 200 bands. Pops tried to tell you these niggas.
Share the room, share the room. I see Akua in here. Akua, would you happen to have your brother on the line? Kwame Teague, if you do, please, I just invited you to come up on the stage. I hit invite to speak. If so, come on up if you have Kwame Teague on the line. For those of you who know Street Lit, Kwame Teague is the brother who wrote Dutch, The Sons, Ghetto Sam, Adventures of Ghetto Sam. Kwame Teague, he's big in the street lit industry, doing a lot of ghostwriting for a lot of the bestsellers that you read. Let me see, we're looking at chat. Put a message in the chat, Akua, if you have your brother on the line. Let me see something. Type. He's not on. Okay, got you. All right, not a problem. Now, T said that he was here. I don't see him. Um, he said he got the link. Link came through. It's good now. Okay, so hopefully he'll be joining us any minute now. If not, we're going to go ahead and get started. How is everybody tonight? Welcome to Street Talk with Wahida Clark and my co-host Wahida Jr. Miss Anderson, I see you say peace and love to Big Wahida and Little Wahida. Peace back. Welcome to the room, everybody. This Friday night, thank you for joining us. Wahida, uh, Kwame Teague is not on, and T Grizzly said he's here, but I don't see him. He's good now. So what's going on, everybody? Talk to me, Nuance. I see the team in the audience. A lot of the team members. Again, welcome everybody. Um, Tonight we are interviewing T Grizzley, platinum rapper, singer, which I got to ask him about that, songwriter, gamer, ex-felon, street lit reader, entrepreneur. He has a new album out. He got a lot going on. Young brother. I listened to his story. If you haven't,
It's an
go to his
amazing album.
YouTube page.
The,
He has a heck of a story. Heck of a story. So again, welcome everybody. Peace, Nuance. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well, and like I said earlier, the album is really good. I listened to it today, all the way through. Some really good tracks on there. If you like, music that has a story, each song told a story. It was never just a random freestyle. Each song had a purpose. I had a couple of favorites on there, but I think it was pretty dope. So I can't wait to get him on the phone to talk about it. But Wahida, I know you've been working on a lot of big stuff behind the scenes. Can you tell us a little bit about your junior author publication you have going on?
Yes, thank you, Wahida. Little Wahida Publishing. That is an imprint for the new. Okay, well, imprint for the new imprint. We are Wahida Clark Presents Innovative Publishing. Like I put on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram. On my last post, I did a video talking about the new brand that we are launching here at WCP. I see a bunch of Team CP members in the audience. And yes, Little Wahida Publishing is an imprint that we are doing books for juniors, like tweens, 8-year-olds to like 16-year-olds. So we are excited about that. Yes, and it is called Little Wahida Publishing. I see Letitia Cunningham in the audience. I see M. Swain, Chase Bowling, Samad. Wow, I see Hassana. Welcome everybody. Jennifer, Mika, Basim, Tina, Chantel. And we are waiting on T Grizz is today's author M. Swain Wahida said T Grizz is today's Slick Rick. Wow, okay. All right. What you
You
think
know
about
what?
that,
I'm glad.
Nuance?
I'm glad he said that because yeah, I can say that with his storytelling skills. Because Slick Rick was known for his storytelling. So yes, and with this new album, it's definitely stories on each song is a story. And also, if you have the time, go to his YouTube page, and it's a lot of videos up there for each story, so you can actually watch it. It's like a hip hop musical.
Wow. Wow. And I don't know where it's 7:46. I know Mr. Grizzly is not going to stand the queen up
I know.
because it is 7:46, and I told him to be on time. Be
Yes,
on time.
but I will say hip hop and street lit is one and the same. You really can't separate the two because you're telling stories from our experience, the black experience, and that's the roots of hip hop. Hip hop was born in street lit is about ghetto stories, prison stories, that life. So, hip hop and street lit is one and the same. Would you agree, Wahida?
Absolutely, absolutely. And actually, since T just stepped here. T, I was just getting ready to say you stood the queen up. It's getting ready to go down. But I see the good brother up in here. Come on up, sir. Peace in the house, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Welcome, welcome. We have the amazing T Grizzley in the building.
Hey, what's going on?
What's
Hey,
going
peace,
on?
I want
peace.
to, first of all, Miss Wahida, I want to thank you so much. Been a huge fan of yours for years. So, just talking to you was an honor, and working with you is like beyond a dream come true.
Well, my brother, thank you for that. We are honored to have you on, and thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to bless the Queen with your presence. You see, the court is down there. Everybody is here. You got love. You got a lot of love. Actually, could everybody please share the room because we got the one, the only T Grizzly, platinum rapper, singer, which I got to ask you about that, songwriter, gamer, ex-felon like myself and a couple of people in the audience, street lit reader, and entrepreneur. Am I missing anything other than, of course, the new album? Anything else you are promoting before I share how I learned about you, bros? T, did I leave anything out in your introduction?
No, you ain't leaving nothing out. I appreciate the introduction.
All right. But look, let me tell the room, and again, welcome for coming. I do have to tell the room how I came upon you from Street Lit, because you know this is a Street Lit room. Everybody that's here, this is about Street Lit. We do Street Lit. This is what we do. But I
hmm
remember I got a call from Vicky Stringer, and she had said, she had called me up. She said, Wahid, I got to tell you this story. She said, I think you had, I don't know if you had just got put on, but you was wow. She said you was mega. You had all these people around you. It was something going on, and they asked you, who would you like to be at this event or whatever, and you had said Vicky Stringer, and she said that threw your whole camp for a loop, that you wanted Vicky Stringer. At the time, man, Triple Crown was just huge in the street lit industry. So T, was that true? What was going on that you said you had to have Vicky Stringer there?
So when I was locked up or whatever, um, those books really got me through my time. They made my time so much easier. I remember when I first got introduced to them, and it was like watching a movie, but it was so much more vivid because I understood it, and I never had. It was my first time reading street lit, when I was locked up. And so I never even knew books existed that like represented the voice in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? So when I first got that, it was like discovering fire kind of, and I just wanted to get every book I could get my hands on, and it just stuck with me. So when I came home, I just wanted to pay homage and let people know what helped get me through some tough times in my life.
Absolutely. We appreciate that because we get so much love from the prison, probably because we came from the prison. And we write stories for the prison. That is our audience because that is where we are from. So thank you for sharing that story. But she said that, yeah, she said, Wahida, this brother is big and he supports the genre. It's gonna go fast. Go ahead, Nuance. What
Yes,
do you say?
so
Go ahead.
yeah, it is. And T Grizzly is dope, man. He's a businessman. He's a free thinker, and he knows how to get things done. And he's consistent with his work. So you have to applaud a brother who's consistent with their work. When it comes to his hip hop, when it comes to his streaming, he's always on point. So you got to applaud the brother for that. So I appreciate the brother and his work ethics.
Awesome, awesome.
I
And
appreciate that so much.
go ahead, T. T. I really enjoyed listening to your story, your interviews. It made me really have grow fond of you, treat you like a little brother. Especially when you was talking about you had your mom was she was locked up and your grandmother raised you, so that was a challenge. And I'm sure it's still some friction to this day because I know how it is with having people in your life that's just you know off the chain. So I definitely identify with that. So talk to us. Tell us about the new album. Go ahead, please.
So the new album basically, like I don't want to say, Mo, you heard this from me? The new album was basically like it definitely was street lit inspired. I wanted to take that and put it into music. I don't feel like it's not a lot of people or nobody that I know of that's doing that right now. It have been done, But right now, I don't feel like the street lit is have a crazy impact within music from the artists, and I kind of wanted to do that, kind of like bridge that gap a little bit. I know a lot of them read it, but like actually making the music, that's something I wanted to do. And I want to touch on something you said about like it could be a lot of friction when somebody raised by their grandparents and have parents that's away for a long periods of time, and then a parent come home, and it's like it take a lot. It take a lot for for that reconnection, you know, because it was a
Yes.
connect. It could be a connection that was never there. You know what I'm saying? Especially with my situation where I got so much going on that I might not have the time to reconnect because I got to secure the future for the family that I'm starting. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it's definitely a huge challenge.
Yes.
Absolutely, because you're not one in a million, but almost coming out of prison and able to step into a career. Um, so yeah, and sometimes as we move up, we have to drop the dead weight. We have to drop the dead weight. That's the bottom line. Nuance. I'm sorry. What you ready to say?
Yes, and I wanted to talk about that. Like when I talked about his work ethic. Like he was able to come out of jail and hit the ground running with a plan. He didn't sit back and just wait. So tell me a little bit about your plan you had when you first got. Like, first of all, how much time did you do?
I did 3.5 years
3.5 years. And when you came out, you was focused, right?
over laser focus.
Yeah. So tell me about your plan. What was your plan when you first came home, and how did you execute it?
So when I first came home, right, I kind of knew I wanted to live a certain lifestyle, you know, and it was only a few things that could provide me that lifestyle. But I told myself and I promised myself, like, before I even think about getting in the streets or linking up with people, I'm gonna give myself a chance and believe in myself, So I'm gonna try the music thing out, and I tried it out, and thank God it ended up working out for me, like instantly, kind of, and it was a
Yes.
blessing because it's like it ain't no telling where I'd be at right now,
Yes,
you know.
sir. Yes,
And
yes, yes.
as far as like my plans and stuff, I was in there writing everything down like on paper, reading it every day. Like I remember not hearing from people for months and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, bet. Like I know that it's only me. Like when if I need somebody, I know that people might not be there. So I got to put myself in a position where I don't have to depend on nobody. So when I get out, I got to do X, Y, and Z. You know.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And do me a favor. I see we got some heavy hitters in here. T Grizzly, could you share the room, please? We got to get some people in here. Let them know that you are here. For Sean Vega, big dog on this app. Tech, invite some people, share the room. We want to bring you up on stage, for Sean. We got a couple of people in the audience that has some questions for you. Chase Bolin wanted to know, what other genres do you like to read?
What other genres do I like to read?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, I'm in love with stories. you know. But when it comes to actually reading, I Street Lit got it for me. Everything else, I'd rather listen to on an audiobook or something like that.
That's right. That's right. And your new album is 100% street lit. 100% street lit. My favorite song on there right now, I think, is Shakespeare's classic. I love that, and the video is dope. And I love all the visuals you got for the album. That was very cool and very smooth. So you can listen to the album, or you can go onto his YouTube page and actually watch the visuals. How involved were you with the visuals for the album?
I was super involved with the visuals, like literally hands on, picking the actors, staying on set, making sure people did their parts right, like all the way involved. Because if I wasn't there, I don't know if my vision could have came through like how I wanted it to if I left it in somebody else's hand.
Yes, sir. And when you was writing those songs, now, for example, was it Miss Evans,
Hmm.
the school teacher? That's a good one.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't listen to the album yet, make sure y'all go pick up the album and listen to Miss Evans and watch the video. That was so cold. How did you come up with that story? Is that from an experience or just something you heard?
No, that was from experience. That was from experience. It wasn't me,
What?
but it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? But I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in school, I saw a teacher actually get like 25 years for that situation.
So for those who haven't heard the song, can you explain to them what we're talking about?
So Miss Evans is a story. Um, It's about a teacher, and she's having relationships with students, with one student in school, and it ended up getting out that they having relation that we had that they having relations, and she ended up getting locked up for it. She ended up getting pregnant, getting locked up for it, and doing like 20 years for it.
Yes. Now, if that's not some street lit stuff,
Absolutely.
I don't know what is. You know, that's straight out of a street lit book. That entire scenario, and
No, for
also the
sure.
and also that Jay and Twine, that was a ruthless story as well. T, where you come up with that? You know, people like Jay and Twine, them stick up kids.
I know people like Jay Antoine. Like I knew people like Jay Antoine. I still know people like Jay Antoine. It's crazy. I done been twined in some situations. I just ain't get shot. You know what I'm saying?
It's cold. It's
Wow.
cold. But the truth in it is that to see how easily these brothers be killing themselves, you know, killing each other over some money or prestige. Like your brother's life ain't worth nothing but a couple of dollars. Like,
See, that's a
what's your
fact.
view on that, T?
A lot of people can't see the big picture, or a lot of people can't see longevity. You know, people only see what they need, and a lot of times when people so focus on what they need, they get blinded to what everybody else need in everybody else situation. So they do the most. Sometimes people do the most selfish things to
That's
survive
real.
for themselves. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But and I have another question. You know, everybody's on here, and for the kids who's listening, everybody think rappers just make $1 billion a day because they rap. Can you please enlighten the youth on keeping money and making money in the industry? How do you make money? Is it just by just rapping, or you have to have other hustles?
I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with you. Like the music is gonna give you some money, right? And depending on what you do with that money, is gonna determine whether you become wealthy or not. Because I took my music money and put it in other places, and now it done got to a point where I'm making a lot of money. But if I was just depending on music, then I would have been probably finished a long time ago. Because
Wow.
it don't work like that. For one, you got a lot of people that you got to pay, along with your own, you know what I'm saying, overhead. So the music is just like a stepping stone to something greater, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Wow. One of the questions I wanted to ask. So you're from Detroit or Philly? How can we saw Philly?
I don't know, but I'm from Detroit though.
Okay,
It's
got you.
crazy because I'm at the Pistons game right now. I gotta
Oh,
perform.
okay.
I gotta perform for the halftime show. But when you had gave me the pleasure, the opportunity to come on here, I'm like, man, I'll try to do this shit while all this
I
going on. I
appreciate
gotta get on here and talk to you.
I appreciate it. And we're not going to hold you much longer, but I do want to ask about okay, so we got a couple of projects. I tried to bring two potential projects for you. One, of course, I already told you about was the album into taking each chapter put into a book. Kwame Teague was trying to get on here. He's locked up because he's one of my editors that I have working on my project. So he was very excited about talking with you today. And actually, he's the one that gave me the idea when he heard about your book. He said, "We your album." He said, "We got to do a book for it." And then one of my staff members, they found out how big of a gamer you was, and he was talking about a lit RBG. So we got a couple of good projects to propose to you that will be dope for your gaming audience as well as the street lit audience. And we do thank you for supporting the genre. And I know you can't hang around for long, but Arthur M. Swain or for Sean, do you have a questions for the man, T Grizzley?
Arthur can go.
Okay. Thank you, Queen, for letting me come up. Uh, how you doing, Nuance?
Hey, how
What's
you
going
doing? M.
All
Swain, go
right,
ahead.
all right, T, bro. Like I'm proud of you, young brother. I just came home from Kentucky prison system, and I was in Bowling Green, so I did well. And while when you came out with that first, came out with that
I
first
can't
day
really
out,
hear
I
you,
played
Mike.
it till I couldn't hear no more.
you had cut off for me a little bit, but I got the gist of what you were saying, man. I appreciate that, man. And welcome home. Happy you made it.
Yeah, but I got a question
Okay.
if you can hear me.
Y'all can hear you. What's up?
Okay, while you was locked up, because I wrote some books while I was gone, right? While you was locked up, what did the nod from other prisoners? Because I know you spit your shit on the yard. What did the nod from your fellow prisoners give you the strength to do when you came home? Like, was that a push for you?
That was one of the biggest pushes for me. Cause you gotta think, you can. I spent years with these people. You know what I'm saying? So they opinion and what they thought about it meant everything to me. So that meant everything to me. You know.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, bro. Because it was the same way with me with my books. But man, I'm loving what you're doing. I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving the game, the thing you doing. You took a whole nother turn where ain't most dudes ain't even thinking about that. Like, I know niggas in the hood that right now trying to follow in your footsteps, bro. Keep pushing, bro. Keep pushing, bro. Don't look back, fam.
Man,
That's
definitely,
right.
man. I appreciate that, man.
No,
Thank you,
Yeah.
Young Twain. For Sean,
First,
go ahead while we still got T. Go ahead and ask your question. And anybody
peace,
else raise your hand who got a question. Go ahead, for Sean.
peace to the gods. What's going on, Wahida? I appreciate you, sister. Thank you, Queen. Man, T, what up, though, man? From the west side. I'm on the east side right now, though, but Dexter boys. Uh,
Yeah, what's the word, my guy?
what's happening? First of all, my homie Taj down there, big director. You was on one of his podcasts. Well, he don't know if we can bring him up or not. But yeah, man, I wanted to say shout out to you, man. Dukes Jones, one of my producers. Hell of a went crazy on your shit, man. I'm in the city right now. Really, I want to know what is it that you that we can do to help you, bro. Like a lot of us got our hands a lot of different things. I wish you could have made that Pistons video we did last month with Lauren Lamont, Big Sean. But like how can we help? What you got going on? How can I help the city support you? How can people in the city that's doing shit support you? Like, how can we help? Because we
So, so
you
first
know
of
what the
all,
city need.
so first, so first of all, I appreciate that, bro. And I just want to let you, anything help. You know what I'm saying? And I'm big on merging resources. You know what I'm saying? So if we can find a way to do that and connect the dots that we both got, then I feel like that'll be best for the whole city, best for all of us. And
All right,
not Wahida too. I would love to do those projects with you. So I just want you to know that.
all right, bro. I mean, see, I'm gonna tap in with you, brother. I'm gonna follow you, hit you up, man. Maybe we can meet over with Royce at Heaven or something like that, and figure out how we can make it happen.
All right, bet. Let's do it.
Can I
Chase,
ask you
try to
about
get
your
you up on the stage. I'm trying to bring you up because I told T about you. The lit RBG project. You just heard him. He said he want to do both projects with us. That one and us turning the album into a street lit book because that is what we do. That is the base of us. Taj, follow me. Share the room. Anybody got some questions for T
Yes, I have
Grizzly?
a
Follow me
question.
first before I bring you up on the stage. At least follow the queen, please, please, and share the room. Go ahead,
That
Wahida.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about his gaming platform. All right, so can you explain to the people who are not really hip to the game and when you say you have your own server and how does that actually work? What are you doing with your server and how do you actually operate through GTA?
So basically, my friend had created a server for me. It's like a modified GTA version where you can come in there and do anything and be anything. And there's no computer on there. Like everybody that's on there is somebody from the people that work at Chick-fil-A to the cops to the people in the streets. And I wanted to blow it up because I want people that's really in the streets to come play the game instead of actually being in the streets. You can do the same thing you're doing in the streets on here and not get in trouble and make money. So
Heard you.
that's an opportunity I wanted to create for people out there.
Wow,
I
that's
definitely
amazing.
heard that.
So how do people come and play with you? Do they have to just have a PlayStation or something? How do they actually play with you?
So they got to get a PC, and people think PCs is expensive, but it's some PCs that cost the same amount as a PS5. So if you got a PS5, if you get a PS5, you get a PC, and once you get that, is you got to download a couple things, take about 10 minutes, and you in there, you good to go.
Okay, and is it a membership for your platform?
Yes, it is a membership, but you don't have to have a membership though. The membership is like if you want perks in the city, like if you want to start off with a house and car and rich and all that stuff, or if you want to grind and get it out the mud, you can just come in.
That's amazing, T Grizzly. So what's stopping you from just putting out a full on video game? Just like you can play on all platforms.
I ain't got the developers yet. I'm still looking for them.
That's what I'm talking about. I think that'd be
Heard
amazing.
that.
I
And,
can help
and
with that. Me and
Yeah, I
Tom
was
can
about
put
to
that
say,
together.
good brother.
go
You
ahead,
Yeah.
should
Chase.
mob
Go
with
ahead,
us.
Chase.
Uh, what's
I'm about
going
to say,
on,
well,
T
shit,
Grizzly?
Wahida could connect us and we could get it going.
Definitely, man. My name is Chase, man. It's nice to meet you. I'm the manager and editor of SFF for the culture, and we handle the science fiction, fantasy, speculative fiction side of what Wahida does at Wahida Clark Presents Innovative Publishing. And I definitely think it would be dope for us to work on the Lit RPG project. Basically, it's a book about people being stuck in a video game and where everything you do with GTA and trying to get your own game off the ground, man. Like, this is the kind of content that I think will edify what you're doing and give your fans that are on that type of video game type of stuff something to really grab onto and gravitate to. And we got to make sure we get it on audiobook for you.
Absolutely. Okay, bet. Okay, absolutely. So they
Okay.
telling me 1 minute. Nah, Miss White,
All
is it
right.
cool if after my performance I can FaceTime you or jump back on?
Absolutely. If we're still here, just send me a text and love you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Everybody give T a big shout out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah,
Taj
yeah.
and Saheed had a question. He got 1 minute. Taj, what's your question right quick? Because he got
Oh,
30
I
seconds.
did have a question, Ms. Monica, but thank you for having me on stage. T, I wanted to thank you for being on the show, The Therapist. I created that television show, and I created it with people, with young black men like you in mind that would have the courage to speak about what was going on with them mentally. And so I created the show, and Dr. Siri was actually my therapist at once upon a time. So I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Taj. Saheed, real quick, because T got to go. What you got for the king?
Uh,
Miss
I was
White,
just
love
gonna
you
ask
too,
you.
and I appreciate you too. I
All right,
appreciate the
peace
opportunity.
out. Peace out, bro. Go ahead.
Okay.
Too Grizzly. I'm Said from Nigeria. I just wanted to ask if you were ever going to do an audiobook of, you know,
Saeed, you're too late.
uh,
He had to go. He said he'll come back, or which
yeah.
probably be gone. He's doing the halftime for the Pistons. He just figured he'd jump on
Yeah.
with us out of respect for the Queen and for the culture. But everybody that's on stage, I appreciate you being here and supporting T
Thank you.
Grizzly.
Of
Fashawn, do
course,
you know
Queen.
anything about Street Lit? You know anything about Street Lit? What we do here?
No, no, I'm
Um,
not as necessarily well versed on street lit. I'd love to learn more and figure
Wow.
out how I can
Okay.
help. I'm down. I'm most definitely here to help. So educate me.
Okay, who wants to tell this brother about Street Lit? Arthur M. Swain, Chase Bowie,
Man,
Nuance. Who want to break it down?
you you know I want
Go
to.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
you
Go
know
ahead.
I want to, but I ain't gonna step on sis feet if she want to. But you know
Go
I want
ahead,
to.
go ahead.
No, I want to hear your perspective.
Okay, well, brother, how you doing, brother Fashawn? Um,
I'm great,
I've
brother.
been
Appreciate it.
okay. I've been in some rooms with you. I'm so I look up to respect, right? Okay.
Respect.
Well, street literature is this. Street literature is this, bro. I used to roam sometime the streets of Detroit. 8th and DeQuindle, 8th and
What
Wyoming,
up, though?
over that way. All right, all right. Uh, what street literature is this? We telling the stories, bro. If you ever heard of Donna Goins, for me, I think Donna Goins is the pioneer of street literature, right?
Facts.
Donna Goins, okay, what Donna Goins tells the stories of the streets, right? So what street literature is I'm gonna use the I for me, right? When I break down, when I write my street lit, like I want to get in your home. I want to tell the stories of what's going on in your home, what mama's telling you, what granny's telling you about fucking with them streets, right? And all the shit that goes on in the streets, like we dropping it. We ain't, we putting it in a book instead of a song. We putting it in a book instead of a movie. Boys in the Hood, it's in a book. Minister Society, it's in a book. You know what I mean? So that's what we do, bro. So, you know, uh, it's street literature, man. I can't tell you nothing better than reading to me than street literature. And I've read all genres of books. Like it just does something to my soul, and I can't let it go because it's what we come from. It's what we come through. It's our struggles, bro. It's our stories that only we can
Oh,
tell in the streets.
yeah, absolutely. I know, sis. Queen Lahiда, like done amazing things through literature. I didn't know that you had a team or a company called Street Lit. That's what's new to me. I knew about the accolades, but like the idea of, I don't know if it's a company or a group or not. I wasn't versed on that. And I think that's amazing. I think reading is extremely important. I'm actually like a odd. I'm not oddball out. I read for education. So I don't necessarily enjoy reading because it's too slow, but I love it because that's where all the information is. So like I'm an avid reader, and like my daughter has to be. She reads regularly. I actually don't date women that don't read. Like I find it peculiar. So absolutely, you know, overall, and I think people being readers. I remember being young and just writing stories. When I learned, I'm a collector of stories. I'm a collector of people. I'm at the movies all the time. I'm watching shows because stories are everything. It makes up our culture. It makes up our humanity. It dictates how we act, behave, who we choose to include in our life, what groups we want to be a part of, or how we build trust and loyalty, our mannerisms, like all of these things that we collect. So books are extremely important. Writing is important. I think everybody should write, even if they're not avid about putting their work out. It's something. There's a piece of magic that happens when the mind puts a signal into the brain, and the brain puts a signal to the arm, to the fingertips, and puts that idea to paper. I mean, typing is special too, but it's something about writing in general, or just getting your ideas out that's extremely important. So absolutely, I'm with it.
Absolutely. Fantastic. That's what's up. Stanley, I just saw where's Stanley Jam. He just came in. Chase, tell your definition of street lit, please.
Okay, so for me, street lit has always been that type of literature that gives you that window that Easy E was talking about, where this is what's going on in the street. This is what's live and direct and what our lifestyle and what our experiences are. And so that's always what street lit has meant to me. Like my first exposure was with Donald Goins, because street lit books were my mom's guilty pleasure back in the day. It was that and Tom Clancy. And so that was always my first exposure to it. And it stuck with me even to this day as I moved on to reading and writing other genres. There's a little bit of street lit in everything I do because it's where I come from. And so when you have that sort of urban inflection, right, in your literature, and I'm not talking about necessarily with the verbiage and the things that you're saying, but with the experience, with the rawness. It's just like when you have music, you have soul music. So street lit adds that soul to the lit. To me, the two words can be interchangeable.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that nuance. Your definition of street lit.
Yeah, street lit, which is short for street literature, which is also urban fiction or hip hop fiction, or it's under many different names, but it's the voice of the streets. It's the people in the community telling you what is going on, the voice behind the walls in the prisons, the hookers on point, the Johns in the car. It's their stories, it's their voices. Street literature is the vehicle where these voices can speak and have life, and they're cautionary tales. So either you can learn from them and decide what you want to do with your life. So that's how I view street literature, and I view the people, the authors who write street literature, the same way I view the hip hop MCs. So Queen Latifah would be the equivalent of a Wahida Clark. Terry Woods would be the equivalent of a MC Light. Donald Goins would be like a Jay-Z. Tupac would be like Iceberg Slim. So they're intertwined. That's how I view street lit.
Love that analogy, Junior. That was dope. So I guess for Sean, we done gave you a whole a little class up here on street lit. Would you agree, sir?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. I'm from the West Side of Detroit, man. It's Dexter Linwood over here. So Donald Goins is a a hero in our
Okay,
neighborhood.
okay,
He's from around the way,
okay.
and like to the sister in the audience, my first book that I completed that was not educational for school was actually the coldest one or ever as well.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
classic.
yeah, so absolutely. And then obviously DG, I got a bunch of those. My family history is actually historic in the criminal scene, or drug cartel in Detroit. So it was a lot. As a young man, it was a lot to relate to, and a lot to like just see outside, to hear these stories that also existed outside of my community was also and like put in a book was interesting. It also gave me a lot of faith to be able to write and create and produce things, to see people that were making things that resembled or elevated or acknowledged our unique stories. You know, so absolutely, I'm with it. I get it.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Kanasia says street lit is a genre. Wait, I missed that. Um, all right. So anybody else got any questions or any comments? We thank everybody for coming out tonight. We know this was quick and to the point. We didn't want to hold everybody. I see the Big 50, the godmother, Big 50. She just joined us. Um, Big 50, you just miss your homie T Grizzly. Big 50 is an author, and we did her book, the Delronda Hood story. It's her, but 50. Big 50 is street lit. Her movie is on BET, played by Remy Ma. She's also on Judge Mathis's Trap American Trap Queens. Big 50, say hello to everybody, please,
Hey,
man.
hey, hey. I'm sorry I'm late. I've been, today my birthday, so I've been looking at this.
Happy
Turn
birthday, Big
up.
That,
50.
Happy solo
Hey,
return.
big
thank
Congratulations. Turn
you.
up.
birthday.
Thank you. Listen here, this phone been ringing so crazy. I ain't had time for myself. I said, Wahida, I looked at the time and was like, oh my God, I done missed
Well, that's
everything.
okay. T
So,
Grizzly slid in and slid out because he's at the Pistons. He's performing for halftime, so
oh,
he had to go, but he did grace us with his presence. He was late as well, but he got in here and did what he had to do. He said he can come back, but I said we'll probably be gone by that time. But Big 50 is a fan of Street Lit. Big 50 has been reading my books for a long, long time. She was
yes,
reading
yes.
Grizzly when I
Wahida
was
is my
writing
baby.
it. So thank you, Queen.
Yes, she's been my baby since the hands of time. So, shout out to my baby Wahida Clark. She's the real Don. She's the real street lit of the street lits.
All right, and thank
I love
you.
her so.
Thank you.
I appreciate her. She's been my
And you
friend
know
for a
what?
long time. She's just not the person that writes the books, the person that wrote my book. This is the person that is a friend. She's a good friend of mine. So, this is like family to me. So I appreciate you, Aida. Much love. I appreciate Lil Aida.
Appreciate you too.
Appreciate you
Hey
too.
And
Chase. That's
and
my
the
buddy.
team. There go Chase.
And I appreciate
I
all the
love
Hey,
you.
Rhonda,
authors.
you know we appreciate you over here on this
Yeah.
side.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
So I'm just
You
chilling now. I just got
Thank
back
you.
from Atlanta, so
And
why you was
everybody in
so
the chat is
active.
saying happy birthday. The chat is saying happy birthday, Big
Thank you. I
50.
appreciate it. I
Chat
appreciate.
is saying happy birthday. So we
Thank you
hope
to
you
the
enjoy.
Scorpio lady. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm just so tired.
Wahida,
Everybody.
what
yes,
what you got for the closing remarks?
I
Well,
would
what
like.
I got to say is, like I said, I appreciate everybody and thank everybody. So if you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie. It's about redemption and change, and everybody has the same old drug story. So this is not just a drug story; it's redemption and change. And also go and get the book Beyond, BET with Big 50, a hood tale. Beyond BET with Big 50. So
All right.
go out, ladies and gents. We really trying to make that 5,000 mark. For us,
Yes,
black
ma'am.
women, for us queens. So make that happen, everybody. Come on. You
Yes,
know.
Right.
ma'am.
And support your black authors, support your black
Yes.
bookstores. Make sure y'all go out and buy those books. And all the street lit authors should receive the same respect and accolades as all the other authors out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We have some heavy hitters over here. The roster is amazing. The authors who write, they're beautiful, and I can't wait for all of them to get their movies out and
Yes.
books to be
Hmm.
Everybody.
flourishing because they
Right.
deserve that for putting in so
They
much work.
do. They do. They
Yes, I
really do.
appreciate it. And hit me up on
There you
IG,
go.
Real Big
There you
50.
go. Anybody
Big
got any question before we get out the before we close this room? Rochelle says, same as Ice Cube did with the streets of South Central LA when I was going to help me understand others. Okay. Wahida, do you interact with fans on Facebook or you more so on Instagram? More so on Instagram, Miss Anderson, because I have like 6 or 7 Facebook pages. I don't know what's what. So I can't keep up with the Facebook, but Instagram I can pretty much control and handle that. So definitely follow me on Instagram. And Rochelle, is that Roshigity, my TMS sister, in there? Okay. All right. All right, everybody. See Amika Gargani, Chantel, the team. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you,
showing up.
everybody.
We appreciate it. Leisha, I was trying to bring Leisha up because she goes way back with Streetlit. She definitely knows the genre. Let me see who else I see in here. So
Follow us on Instagram. Wahida Clark Presents Publishing, Nuance Art, Temper Tantrum Tina, Wahida Clark, Chase Bowling.
and there
I
is
love that name, Temper Tantrum Tina.
I do too, and that's what I call instead of teen, I call her temper tantrum. What's going
I
on,
love it.
temper tantrum? She's Wahida's protege. She's turning out to be a dope graphic designer. I mean, she has spread her wings. She takes this seriously, and it shows. It is not a game to Tina. She's going to go for big things. I see we got Leisha Sadler. Leisha, introduce yourself real quick and tell us about Street Lit, your love and your experience with Street Lit.
Shout out
Leisha
to
Sadler, unmute yourself and speak, please.
Team WCP in the audience. Hassana, Sherry, Jennifer, Amika,
Leisha couldn't do it. All
Marie,
right, yep. I
Adia,
came off. I
Chantel.
seen Amika, Jennifer, Sherry, Marie, Bonnie, Samar, Hassan, Hadia, Mark, Chantel, Kanasia, Rick, Donald, and Charles. We want to thank you all for coming out. And I guess we'll
Thank
close
you.
the
Thank
room.
you.
Oh, there she
Love
go.
you,
Leisha's back.
Aida.
Leisha, can you hear us? Nope. Nope, we can't hear you, Leisha. Not at all. 50 is loud. Chase is loud. Wahid is loud. We can't hear you at all.
Okay.
Nope, something's the matter with your mic.
Wahida Clark, you mega.
Stay tuned for Wahida Clark Presents Innovative Publishing. We got a lot of dope projects coming up. We got a lot of movement coming up. We got a lot of everything
We
coming
got a
up.
whole
So
lot of everything.
yes, it is a long. We're long overdue. It just dawned on me a couple of days ago when I posted that video on Instagram that we have been in business for 15 years. I
Yeah.
came on the scene. I came out of prison in 2007. My husband and my family, they had my office waiting for me. I went to the halfway house. My job, instead of in the morning to go to a regular job, I was able to go to my business, which was the publishing company. So that was a big blessing. That was in 2007. It is now 2020. I don't even know what year it is. Gee
Oh my
whiz.
God, 22. We going into
Yes, it's
23.
been 15 years that we've been in business. When we got in business, Vicky Stringer was going strong, Terry Woods was going strong, um uh Black and Nobel, sourcing it, man, the streetlit genre was bananas, but a lot of it has died down. When I came on the scene with our store and our business, it was brick and mortar. You had to have an office. We had printing presses. We was printing the books on the premises. That's what we was doing with severe push buttons. I don't think he's in here tonight.
That's right.
But yeah, we from the old school.
Yep, me, Sabir, in the print shop, and I was just learning
Yeah.
how to do book covers. Yes, ma'am. That's right.
That's right.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
we're proud to be holding the genre up. We don't want the genre to die out and fade out the way hip hop is struggling to hold fast, to hold our roots. We got to do the same with streetness. So that's really what I'm all about, just preserving the genre. We have to preserve the genre and take ownership of what is ours. So that's all I
Amen.
got to say for tonight. All right. And with that, I'm done.
All right.
Wahida Clark's books are available worldwide.
MC and my people call me Milk. When I'm busting up a party, I feel no guilt. Milk is cutting up for thee. Suckers dance down with me.
Wahida Clark, the official queen of street literature.
You must appeal to the two. We're rated R. We're gifted and we're going far. Down the road to the bank. While I'm here, I'd like
Nigga, you ain't got your book yet?
Mom and Dad, they knew the time. Tea is scratching, light is rhyming, milk is chilling, light is chilling. What more can I say? Top billing, that's what we get. Got it good. Sing you understood.
Wahida Clark,
Would you stop
you
scheming
mega.
and looking hard? I got a great big bodyguard, so stop